My neighbor invited me for a midnight swim during the heat wave, but she didn't bring a swimsuit. The first thing my neighbor said when I opened my door at midnight was, "Don't ask questions, just trust me." She was standing there barefoot, holding 2 towels, with her hair tied messily on top of her head. I looked past her, toward the empty street. "It's midnight." "I know." "And you're holding towels." "I know that too." She smiled. "Come swimming with me." I stared at her for a second. Then I noticed something strange. She wasn't carrying a swimsuit. And somehow, that was only the beginning of the most unexpected night of my life. The heat wave had been brutal for almost a week. During the day, the temperature was unbearable, and even at night my apartment felt like an oven. My air conditioner had stopped working 2 days earlier. My neighbor, Emily, had complained about the same thing. We had lived next door to each other for almost a year. But we weren't exactly close. We said hello in the hallway. Sometimes we borrowed small things from each other. Once, she had knocked on my door because her Wi-Fi wasn't working and asked if I could help. That was about it. But there had always been something about her. She had this ability to make an ordinary moment feel important. That night when she stood outside my door with that mysterious smile, I knew I probably shouldn't follow her. But I did. "Where are we going?" I asked as we walked toward the lake behind our neighborhood. "You'll see." "That's not an answer. It's the only answer you're getting." The moon was bright enough to light the path. Crickets filled the silence, and the warm breeze carried the smell of pine trees and water. When we reached the dock, Emily dropped 1 towel onto the wooden boards. I looked at the lake, then at her, then at the towel. "Where's your swimsuit?" She smiled. "I didn't bring one." I laughed nervously. "You're joking." "No." She pointed toward the water. "I brought clothes. I don't mind getting wet." I shook my head. "You planned this entire thing without bringing a swimsuit?" "Maybe I planned it differently." "What does that mean?" She looked at me. For the first time that night, her playful expression disappeared. "I just wanted one night where I didn't have to think about anything." Her voice was quieter now. The heat, work, bills, people, expectations. I didn't know what to say, so I sat down beside her. For several seconds, neither of us spoke. The lake reflected the moon like a sheet of silver. Finally, Emily looked at me. "Do you ever feel like you're waiting for your real life to begin?" Her question caught me off guard. "All the time." She nodded. "Me too." I looked at her. "What happened?" "That's the problem." She explained that she had spent the last few years doing everything she was supposed to do. Working, saving money, being responsible, saying yes when people needed her, saying no when she wanted something. And somewhere, along the way, she had forgotten how to simply enjoy being alive. "I don't want tonight to be another night I forget," she said. I smiled. "And let's make it memorable." She raised an eyebrow. "How?" I stood up and held out my hand. "Midnight swim." She looked at my hand, then at the lake, then back at me. "You first." "Why me?" "Because you invited me." "You invited me." Details. We both laughed. I stepped into the water first. It was cold. Very cold. I gasped. Emily laughed from the dock. "Oh my God, you said it would be refreshing." I said nothing. "You implied it." She laughed harder. Then she finally stepped into the water. The moment she felt the cold, she grabbed my arm. "That's freezing." "You wanted this." "I've changed my mind." "You're already in." She looked at me, and then she smiled. A real smile. Not the polite one she gave neighbors. Not the teasing smile from earlier. This one was different. She looked happy. We swam farther from the dock, talking about everything and nothing. We talked about childhood memories, embarrassing moments, dream vacations, foods we hated, things we'd never told anyone. At one point, Emily asked me, "What's one thing you've always wanted to do but never had the courage to?" I thought about it. Leave everything behind for a month and travel. She smiled. Where? Anywhere. That's not a place. Then maybe somewhere with mountains. She nodded. Good choice. What about you? She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, I want someone to choose me. I stopped swimming. She noticed. What? I looked at her. What do you mean? She took a breath. Not because I'm convenient. Not because I'm nearby. Not because they're lonely. Her voice became softer. I want someone to choose me because they actually want me in their life. I didn't know why, but those words stayed with me. Maybe because I understood them. We slowly swam back toward the dock. When we reached the ladder, Emily climbed out first. I followed. We sat on the edge of the dock, with our feet in the water. The night had become strangely quiet. No cars, no neighbors, no phones ringing. Just the lake, the moon, and us. Emily looked at me. You know what's funny? She asked. What? I said. I've lived next door to you for almost a year. Yeah, I said. And tonight is the first time I feel like I actually know you. I smiled. Maybe we should have gone swimming sooner. She laughed softly. Maybe. Then she looked away. I noticed her expression change. What? I asked. Nothing, she said. Emily, she sighed. I almost didn't come to your door tonight. Why? I asked. Because I was scared you'd say no. That surprised me. Why would I say no? Because we're neighbors. So things can get complicated. I looked at her. Do you think they're complicated now? She smiled. They might be. A silence followed. Then she said something I'll never forget. I didn't invite you here because I wanted someone to swim with. I turned toward her. Why? She looked directly into my eyes. Because I wanted to spend time with you. My heart started beating faster. I tried to hide it. Why me? She smiled nervously. Because every time something good happens, you're the person I want to tell. I didn't know how to respond, she continued. And when something bad happens, you're the person I want nearby. The lake moved gently beneath us. I looked down at our hands. They were only inches apart. Then I moved mine slightly. She noticed. Instead of pulling away, she placed her hand over mine. Neither of us said anything. We just sat there. For the first time, I understood that sometimes the biggest moments in life don't happen with dramatic music or perfect words. Sometimes they happen quietly. With two people sitting on an old dock at midnight. Emily rested her head against my shoulder. I think I'm going to remember tonight forever. Me too. Even if tomorrow is terrible? Especially then. She laughed. Why? Because tomorrow, when everything feels normal again, we'll know that tonight happened. She lifted her head. You're surprisingly romantic. Don't tell anyone. Your secret is safe. We sat there until the towels were almost dry. Eventually Emily stood up. We should go. Yeah. She took a few steps toward the path, then stopped. She turned around. What? She smiled. I forgot something. What? My good night. Before I could say anything, she gently hugged me. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't rushed. It was simply warm and honest. When she pulled away, she looked into my eyes. Good night. Good night, Emily. She started walking away. Then she turned around one last time. Hey. Yeah? Tomorrow morning. What about it? Come over for coffee. I smiled. Is that another mysterious invitation? No. She smiled. This time, I'm bringing coffee. I laughed. Deal. The next morning, I woke up expecting the whole thing to feel like a dream. But there was a knock on my door. I opened it. Emily stood there holding 2 cups of coffee. She was wearing ordinary clothes. Her hair was tied back. No moonlight. No lake. No mystery. Just Emily. She handed me 1 cup. Good morning. Good morning. She smiled. So? Do you remember last night? I pretended to think. Not really. She narrowed her eyes. Very funny. I laughed. Then she became serious. I meant what I said. About choosing someone? She nodded. I took a breath. Then maybe you should know something. What? I've been hoping you'd knock on my door for months. Her eyes widened. Months? Yeah. Why didn't you ever say anything? Because I was scared. She smiled. Of me? Of losing what we already had? She stepped closer. And what do we have now? I looked at her. Something worth protecting. She smiled. Then she reached for my hand. Good. We stood there quietly. And somehow, the neighbor who had once been a stranger on the other side of a wall had become the person standing closest to my heart. That midnight swim wasn't supposed to change my life. It was supposed to be an escape from the heat. But sometimes you don't realize you're running towards something until you stop running. And sometimes the person you're meant to find isn't waiting somewhere far away. They're right next door.